This is the Huawei MatePad Pro 12.2 inch PaperMatte edition, and it's by far the best looking tablet I've reviewed in 2024. Now this tablet is incredibly thin, packs the most beautiful screen I've ever seen in a tablet, and it has this anti-glare paper matte coating. Also, it comes with the Huawei M Pencil in the 3rd generation, which is amazing for artists, so anyone who likes to take notes or draw. It has great performance and also great battery life. So let's have a closer look at one of the most beautiful and best tablets of 2024.
So guys, there we go. Here's the all-new Huawei MatePad Pro 12.2 inch PaperMatte edition. And look at this, no reflections. So this is really amazing. I have many lights in this room, studio lights for filming, etc., some LEDs, and they all get diffused by the screen. It just looks perfect, like almost like there is no reflection at all. Now let me show you what I mean with that. If I compare this to any regular tablet screen, I mean, look at this. You can barely see anything on the screen because you have hundreds of thousands of reflections. So this is what a PaperMatte screen is actually doing, and combined with an OLED panel, this is looking that gorgeous. But before we have a closer look at the screen and the device, let me show you the body. Now, hands down, this is one of the most premium tablets I had in my hands. And look at this golden frame right over here, and look at this. Now, Huawei is known that in their premium devices, they always play around with fancy materials. And also here, now this is some kind of silk material. It is super smooth. It feels absolutely amazing in the hands. So even if you hold the tablet without a cover, this is so smooth. It's just really, really amazing. And if you have a closer look, it actually has some kind of texture. Now Huawei says that they use some kind of new material again, and this is ultra-thin aviation-grade glass fiber that was used as the base material of the rear cover. And honestly, I have no idea how they do that, but it looks fantastic. And I think the inspiration was blonde hair or something like this. It's gorgeous. It is super smooth. It feels really nice. I don't want to put this tablet down. And also, I think it looks really great. Now here we have the rear camera, and other than that, the rear is really clean. We have also a quad speaker array, as you can see. Speakers here, and the sound quality is absolutely amazing. A USB-C port right over here. Plenty of microphones. We also have here the volume rocker, and at the top we have here the power button to turn it on. Now the power button, of course, is also a fingerprint scanner. So you can use that as biometrics to unlock your device or secure folders, etc. And the fingerprint scanner is working really good. Now it is placed here basically at the top. So when you're holding the tablet in the landscape mode, I would probably register my left finger as well. If I use the tablet in portrait mode, I would also register another finger, which is this finger. Nevertheless, that's basically the tablet design, absolutely stunning and beautiful. But now let's have a closer look at the accessories. Now this is the all-new Huawei Glide keyboard, and to be honest, I really like it because it offers now a storage and a charging spot for your stylus. Usually on most of the tablets with stylus, you have to attach it to the tablet, which is nice, but sometimes you then put a cover on it, it falls down, it's a bit annoying. But if we have a closer look at this, now here you can see a little tray. And this makes space here for the Huawei M Pencil. It's also magnetic, it docks in there. And everything is connected via Nearlink. So you only have to pair your tablet with the case once. So let me put that in. And it will actually ask me if I want to connect to the keyboard, and this is how it looks like. So the keyboard case is now connected, and if we check this out here, you can see the Huawei M Pencil 3rd generation connected and the Glide keyboard. You just do this pairing once via Neuralink and then it always connects seamlessly. And it's working really good. Now what I really like about that Glide keyboard, it's not only a storage space for your M Pencil, it is also a full-size keyboard with a touchpad. And that touchpad is also really smooth. It has a nice texture on there, so basically as smooth as the rear of the tablet, so a little bit silky. It just feels amazing to use it. And let's have a closer look. So you can use the tablet here like this. You can also stand it up if you want to. You can push it back a little bit further, and you have multiple positions on how you can work. And the cool thing is that your stylus is actually charging inside here. So it's also kept safe because you basically close the whole thing and there's no way your stylus can fall out and you can lose it. Now the keyboard itself, it has shallow key travel. There is no backlight. You can deactivate the touchpad. There is function buttons, for instance, to change the brightness, etc., etc. So it's actually a quite neat keyboard and it feels good to type. That's really important for me. There is also some kind of, let's say, silky surface to the buttons, so it feels good while typing as well. Now the M Pencil charges in here as well, so you don't need to put it somewhere else for charging, and once you take it off, you're actually ready to go to use that pencil. So overall, that new Glide keyboard case, I think it is fantastic because it doubles as so many functions. It has a keyboard, it has a touchpad, and the surface here just matches the whole appearance. It is smooth as butter, and also it doesn't make that tablet too thick. It just adds a little bit of thickness, makes it a little bit wider, but protects your tablet absolutely nice. Now talking about the weight, because many people always ask about that. Now it's 928 grams with the keyboard case, because the keyboard case alone weighs 420 grams. Of course, there is battery inside, there is the keyboard, so it has some weight. It almost doubles the weight of the tablet, but still you're less than 1 kilogram for a full-sized working setup, and I think that's a pretty good deal. Now the screen is a 3:2 screen, has 92% screen to body ratio and a screen resolution of 2800 x 1840 pixels. Also, it can go crazy bright. So we have a 2000 nits peak HDR brightness and a 1000 nits full screen brightness. So it's incredibly bright also for using it outdoors, for watching HDR content. And yes, watching HDR content is also possible even in Netflix. It has 100% DCI-P3 and 100% sRGB color gamut. That means also for creators that like to draw, artists, etc. The color accuracy of the screen is pretty amazing. So if we go here to display and brightness, you can actually see it is a 144 Hertz screen. So you can set here different refresh rates. You can have the dynamic one that basically only scales up to 144 Hertz if there's something moving, if it's really important. You can keep it on 144 Hertz, or you can use it in a standard 60 Hertz. As you can see, it's not that smooth, but also still smooth. So in order to get the best battery life out of it, I would actually keep it here on dynamic, because this will crank it up if you need to. But how did they get that screen so bright with that vivid colors and that thin? Well, they're using nano level pixel stacking technology with a pixel isolation layer. On top we have that PaperMatte screen, basically nanoscale anti-glare etching technology, and then you get this wonderful screen with amazing color accuracy that you can also adjust here. Alright, then let me quickly show you the UI, and as you already see, it's incredibly fast, even for multitasking, so switching between the apps, amazing. It is really fast. As you can see, you can even do split screen, multi-windows. You can even pop up multiple windows. As you can see, they will all arrange here, and then you can arrange them yourself. And once you have more than 2 windows here, they will actually go here into the sidebar, so you can quickly access them. So that is really, really cool. And of course, you can also split screen, you can do full screen. So however you want to, you can arrange your working setup. Now, other than that, if you swipe down from the top, you have your control panel for all the shortcuts in there. There's also Near Link, which you can quickly turn on or off. There's Huawei Share, and if you have another Huawei device, of course, it supports multi-screen collaboration, like you can have your phone screen on the tablet screen, like we have already seen in many other videos. And here you can activate here the multi-screen collaboration. So you can even have your phone screen in here and then just drag and drop things around, have the same clipboard. So it's really amazing what's possible here. Then here is the ebook mode, and this is really amazing. Now many people I know, they have a tablet and an ebook reader, because those ebook readers, mostly there are no apps on there and they're just for reading. But this tablet basically serves both purposes. If you switch on the ebook mode, the display turns into monochrome, saves battery life, and you have an amazing display with that PaperMatte screen. It really looks like you're reading a book if you're reading in that ebook mode. Pretty amazing, very pleasing for the eyes. So if you like to read ebooks, also it's absolutely great on the tablet. Now if you swipe down on the left side, you have all your notifications in here, and if you go here to the left, well, you have your news, your widgets, your search bar, etc. So the UI, as we know from Harmony OS, is very clean. There is a little bit of bloat pre-installed, which you can see right over here. So here it was pre-installed like booking.com, which I'm not using that much, Agoda, Baby Panda World, I've never heard about, and also some folders that will actually download some things which are recommended. But if you don't want to have that, you can simply tap and remove that. So removing pre-installed things on Huawei devices is as simple as that. If you don't want that, just remove it from the beginning and you're good to go, and the system is very clean. Now I quickly want to talk about the battery life. Talking about battery life, well, some people do movie playback tests, etc., but it really depends on your use case. Nevertheless, facts don't lie. This has a 10,100 mAh battery. That's an ultra large capacity battery, which supports 14 hours of straight local video playback. Also, the MatePad is equipped with a 100-watt Huawei supercharger, and it takes the tablet only around 40 minutes to charge it to 85% and 55 minutes to really charge it to full capacity. So you can expect easily your whole working day and much more to be done on one single charge. And yeah, let's have a closer look also at the things here. Now, Harmony OS is very customizable, as I've always say. There's always on display. You can switch on or off the online content. Some people said, well, I don't want all that online content. You can simply switch it off. You have many themes. There's also matching themes for the design already pre-installed. But you can, of course, in the Huawei Themes application, which is also pre-installed somewhere here. So I found it, and in here you have many different themes. You can also download more themes, and there's also 3D emoji interactive themes. There is magazine themes. So with one single tap you can basically change the appearance of your device. There's also built-in dark mode directly into Harmony OS, which is really important for me personally because I like to use my devices in dark mode. But yeah, for the filming we now leave it here in the light mode. And yeah, other than that, you can also set the screen resolution, or you can have smart resolution, which also changes the resolution depending on your application, so you save battery life. As I've told you, there's a fingerprint ID, but it also has facial recognition using the integrated front-facing camera, which is located here, which we'll test out a bit later. Now, the model I have right over here, it has a storage of 512 gigs, and we are running here, if you check this out, latest version right now of Harmony OS, which is 4.0.2. Regarding specifications, now it comes with 12 gigabytes of RAM and Huawei's own silicon, and performance-wise, as I've told you, it is doing really fine. It's maybe not on par with high-end devices from other brands, but Huawei Silicon has plenty of power, and combined with their own OS, it's matching really good. And that's really important, that software is optimized to the hardware. And I think in the next couple of years, we'll see devices from Huawei that are mind-blowing. But yeah, let's talk about apps and software, what is running on the device. Alright, but now let's talk about apps, because whenever I review a new Huawei device, people are asking me, well, is there already the Play Store? Is there something new on how to get Google? And is there Google Mobile Services? And the answer is simple, no, it doesn't ship with Google Mobile Services, but there are so many easy workarounds that it doesn't bother me at all. Now, first of all, the number one source of getting your apps should be the Huawei App Gallery, because here you know, well, the apps are checked, they are running perfectly fine on your device, etc., etc. But there are some apps, of course, especially the ones that require Google Mobile Services, that you probably don't find in the Huawei App Gallery. Nevertheless, App Gallery is improving constantly, month to month, new applications, and there is already a big base of applications in there, even local applications that include secure banking, which is really important, obviously. Now, if you cannot find an application in the app gallery, you can always use Paddle Search. There's also a search bar in here. And here, for instance, if I'm just searching for any kind of application, let's say we search for Genshin Impact, which is not in the app gallery as far as I know, then you will see here under apps, verified sources where you can download it. So here under apps, you just go here to install and it installs the application. Now, if you want to have a store that has also Google Apps on your device, well, I can really recommend the Aurora Store. The Aurora Store can be downloaded from Paddle Search, super easy. Then you just open it up and you see it is basically a mirror of the Google Play Store, but you don't even need an account to use it. That's simply amazing. There is no tracking. You can use it anonymous, so it's amazing because I found so many applications where I'm not in my bubble of my account, which gives me recommendations of things I don't even want. So it's kind of a Google detox, which is kind of nice. In here, you find plenty of other applications as well, also the ones that require Google Mobile Services. Well, you can install them, but then you cannot use them because the device doesn't have Google Mobile Services. But if you require Google Mobile Services, there's also another alternative, and this is Gbox. Gbox can be downloaded from the app gallery, and Gbox is, let me just open this up, and Gbox is basically a kind of virtual machine, like a sandbox, where you have Google Mobile Services in there. You can open up here the Google Play Store, you can even have a shortcut here on your home screen, and in there you can even log in with your Google account. You can download all the Google applications, you can use Netflix, you can install YouTube, and all is working fine. There are just a few limitations. I think Google Chrome, some other applications won't install from there, but that's basically it. Other than that, it's working really, really good. So here you can see in YouTube, if I open up here YouTube, for instance, it's doing that with Gbox in the background, but if you're using apps like this that require almost no performance, they run perfectly fine. I would say even games run fine, but if you want to have the best gaming performance, you should install them natively on your device. But let's check this out. Here, for instance, some people said only Full HD is possible, but this is actually not true. If you go to advanced here, you see it supports also 4K 60 playback, it supports HDR, and Netflix is also supported. So for consuming media, it's a perfect tablet. It has a good screen size, it has a very bright screen, it supports HDR. In Netflix, just the maximum resolution is 1080p because it depends on some certificates, but on that screen size, I would say personally, for me, 1080p looks almost as fine as 4K. There's barely a difference because it's a very small screen size. So for all the people that are scared that you cannot use Google apps, well, use Gbox if you really require Google Mobile Services. I also can have Gmail in there. I can even log in with my business account. This is all working fine. There are just a few limitations, but I could also install Chrome if you use Chrome in the beta version, the latest one. It is also running perfectly fine on the device, and you can even sync your passwords, etc., etc. So you can use Google on Huawei devices, but it requires a little bit more extra effort. Now let's quickly talk about the Huawei M Pencil. This is the M Pencil in the third generation using Neuralink technology. Well, you can also use the old M Pencil with the device, but this one has a few benefits, and Nearlink is Huawei's own next-gen standard for wireless communication, and Nearlink supports 10,000 levels of pressure sensitivity. I heard from many artists that that pressure sensitivity is not so important, but of course it is kind of important, and Huawei has also its own app that supports that, but we'll talk about that later. But Nearlink also makes sure that you have a super low latency and very high precision. I will show you later a little test with some diagonal lines, and you will see there's no jitter, there's nothing, it is just doing really, really fine. Also, it comes with two different tips which you can exchange, and if you want to exchange the tip on the pen, all you have to do is just you unscrew it and you screw the other tip in. So this is really a pencil for pro level painting and supports also multiple algorithms. But what can you do with it? Well, you can, and let me switch on Nearlink, you will see how fast it connects, because before I disconnected it, it's already connected, nothing to do. And you can of course use it just for navigating around the UI, but if you see here the M Pen zone, you can see various applications where you can have the full potential of that pencil. And first of all, I want to talk about GoPaint. GoPaint is a fantastic application. Too bad I'm not an artist. But let me show you what you can do with that. So people who are familiar with drawing, they will probably see what you can do here already. Now you can choose a canvas here, like different formats already for having your art fixed without any cropping. So let's take an 8K canvas. And here, as you can see, you can choose colors, you can choose hundreds of different brushes from line art, sketching, painting, watercolor. I have no idea, there's even different textures in there. So really, really many things. Now, yeah, I'm not an artist, so I cannot really draw something for you guys, but I can just tell you how it feels to use it. And yeah, let's just check this out. Now, the palm rejection is one of the most important things when you get a drawing tablet, because you are with your palm all the time on there and you don't want any interference, like for instance ghost touches when you're using it. And as you can see, I can have my palm here, nothing happens, no input. And then I use the pen, and as you can see, I can draw even some really fine lines. So let's switch to black here. So you can see you have your color palette here, hundreds of thousands of colors. You have different layers which you can even move around. Then you have hundreds of things for color adjusting, for let's say effects, sharpening, motion blur. Now it's a bit overwhelming, to be really honest, because yeah, I cannot really draw, but even as you can see, you can draw something and you can go here to transform it, and it detects what you have drawn basically, and yeah, you can scale it. So it's an application that is very versatile. If you want to have a closer look on that, I would recommend that you guys are diving deeper into some other videos about Huawei's GoPaint application, because it is simply mind-blowing, and it's super easy to use. That's an important thing. I gave this to my daughter to see if even a 2.5-year-old child can properly use that, and she just draws like it's paper on there, and this is the best test to see how natural it feels to draw on the tablet. So some people asked me in the last video to draw some diagonal lines very slow and try to do it straight, and as you can see, oh my god, this is kind of difficult for me, at least, to keep so steady. But as you can see, it's a perfect line, it follows me, and it doesn't look like it's a jittery line. And if I do it like this, let's try. Oh my god, I'm not good at all, but you see what I mean. It follows you perfectly. There is no latency. Now, also for the pressure sensitivity, I just found out you need to choose a different brush or pencil. Here you can see, for instance, the pressure sensitivity. If I don't put a lot of pressure, you have some very fine line. If I put a lot of pressure, you have a thick line, and it is working really, really good. So unfortunately, honestly, I'm really not an artist, so I cannot draw anything for you guys, but I have to say how it feels. This is just simply mind-blowing. So I would say, if you're looking for a tablet for drawing, if it's just art and you don't require any super special application that only runs on some special tablets, then try out Huawei GoPaint, because it looks for me fantastic, even by not being an artist, but I can imagine what you can do with that, and it looks really, really great. But even if you're not an artist, you probably study at the university or have meetings, then Huawei Notes is also pretty good. So let's check this out. And here in Huawei Notes, I'm also using it on my other tablet, but here I haven't synchronized it yet with the cloud, because you can also synchronize between your devices in the cloud, which is pretty cool. But let me show you how it looks like in the blank state. So you go to a new note. You can also import PDFs to draw on there, take notes. So if you have a script from university, you can take additional notes there. And here, if I go to a new note, it really creates a new notebook for you. You can say, well, this is my diary, whatever. You just give it a name. We just put in something now. And then you can choose like how it should look like, how the cover should look like, which kind of pages you want, etc. And we'll just go and I'll show you how that looks like. In Huawei Notes, first of all, here you have your toolbar where you can choose your different pencils, your different tools. You can also import images. I just took a picture of my computer, and just imagine you're at work, you take a picture of something and you want to do some annotations, send it to a colleague. Well, you just import the picture. You can then simply resize the picture as well. So you just tap it, then you can, resize it, and you can also make those annotations just as you can see here. So you just choose the pencil and you can draw on the image. So that is pretty amazing, and it is all super smooth. Even having multiple images in there, it doesn't get slow. So it feels like it's much more efficient than using a computer that maybe has some limitations when you import images to some documents where it gets slow. But this is really optimized for doing that. And even for handwriting, my God, I forgot how to write. So even for handwriting with the palm rejection, it is really, really good. And the good thing is, especially when you're writing or drawing, you don't want reflections. You see here on the screen, it doesn't bother me at all with all the lights here. It really feels like a piece of paper in front of you. And this makes it amazing. So I would say the go-to apps to use with the Huawei M Pencil that cover almost everything are Huawei Notes and GoPaint. But of course, there are many other applications in there. So this is mainly for taking notes. For doing annotations on PDF documents or documents, it's more like those applications. And for painting, I think you don't need those other apps. To be honest, I'm not experienced in that, but GoPaint, I think I can imagine, does almost everything you want. Okay, but what about the sound quality? Now, sound quality on that device is stunning. So we're having here a YouTube video. I'll just playback it right now. You can listen to the audio quality. Now, regarding the sound, there are 8 drivers actually inside, and the sound is pretty fantastic. Just check this out. And you heard the insects here on the left, so it's full stereo separation, and it just sounds amazing. You even have that stereo sound, so it sounds really, really, really good. All right, let's have a closer look now at the performance. Now, I ran some benchmarks for you guys. So here you can see the benchmark rating for CPU and here for the GPU in Geekbench. Now, of course, it doesn't keep up with other high-end flagship devices, but with HarmonyOS, well, all the things are smooth. And let's check out how it works in gaming. For that, we'll play around Genshin Impact. Okay, it's time for a quick gaming test, and we are setting it now to 60 frames per second with custom settings, so high graphic settings. And yeah, let's check out the gaming performance. And there we go, we're starting the game, and you already notice when you're gaming that this tablet feels very good in the hands because it's really thin. The texture on the back is amazing, and also it is lightweight. And well, the game looks really good, and so far as I can see, it's also kind of smooth. So it's not bad performance at all. Now, it's maybe not on the level of other high-end tablets, but still with HarmonyOS, as you can see, you can even play all those 3D games here in really top performance, and Genshin Impact is a game that really drains a lot of power. So I think performance-wise, the tablet is absolutely fine, because I heard some people saying, well, it's a low SoC and it's too expensive for the performance you get. But honestly, what do you want more? You can play latest 3D games, it is super smooth in the OS, and also drawing is absolutely smooth with zero latency, and that's all I need, to be honest. The firmwares are also really good because we have upgraded heat dissipation. I didn't notice any throttling at all, and also let's check this out. I'm running now a benchmark, and here you can see, well, the hottest spot is round about here below the camera. I guess that's where the SoC sits, and here the surface temperature is roughly like 40 degrees. So if you check this out here in total, here the hottest point, but you're not holding it here in landscape. That's pretty good, so you don't feel here that it's really warm. And yeah, there is no throttling, there is no overheating. So Huawei Silicon is actually doing a quite good job. And the upgraded heat dissipation includes a 105% larger vapor chamber, and also they're using dual layer graphene for the heat dissipation. So it is pretty good regarding the thermal, so build quality as always top notch. So guys, this is a quick video test with the rear camera. We're filming now in 1080p because in 4K the wide angle camera is not recording. We can switch here between the wide and the regular camera, but it looks like there's a lot of grain and sharpening and some hue around objects. So camera wise, well, it's a tablet camera, so the rear camera is getting the job done for taking occasional photos and videos if you need to document something, but I would rather rely on my smartphone if I want to get some nice shots. And guys, this is now a quick recording test with the front-facing camera, and honestly, in the video mode, the front-facing camera here in 4K looks, to me at least on the screen, better than the rear camera. But well, I think for video calls you actually get some decent quality. Listen to the audio quality also right now. It's a bit windy here outside, so I'll step inside. So let's see the low light capabilities. And well, it is getting the job done, but it's nothing too fancy. So guys, we're now here at the end of this review of the Huawei MatePad Pro 12.2-inch PaperMatte edition, and what can I say about it? It's the lightest 12.2 tablet in the industry. It has a fantastic screen. Performance-wise, it's also really great. The M Pencil, well, it's one of the best options you can get for drawing, and even for consuming media with that beautiful screen, it's just fantastic. Overall, it's really a great tablet, but well, quality comes with a price tag, and we're talking here about round about 1,000 euros for the tablet with the case in a bundle. Now, I know it's a lot of money, but I think it's absolutely worth it. I was already really blown away by the Huawei MatePad 11.5S PaperMatte edition. And if you have a closer look at that, you see how the screen to body ratio improved, the screen even better, and well, it is bigger, it is super lightweight, even compared here to the 11.5S. This feels like it's so lightweight, it's crazy. And yeah, I also love this tablet, but having them side by side, and when I tried out both of them, I have to say this is an ultra premium tablet option. Nevertheless, both great tablets. I really like what Huawei is doing right now with those PaperMatte screens. I think especially for work and creative people, artists, this is the way to go. If you want to have more information, check out the links down below to all the offers from Huawei on the tablets, so make sure to have a closer look. If you have any questions, feel of course free to ask, and I will try to reply as soon as possible. So guys, big thanks for watching, and see you then in the next video. Have a nice day and bye.